Just a quick warning before I begin. This is one of those videos that's a little more personal, not really about any new interesting science or debunking any bad science or anything like that. I'm letting you know because I find one of the most useless YouTube comments a person can leave is, I don't care about this, or I don't see the point of this. So I want to save you some time. There is no point to this video. Just, go away. Okay. That's how you get a lot of views on YouTube, right? Telling your audience, just go away. I'm very good at this. At the start of every year, going back, I don't know, like 10 years now. I don't know. Time means nothing. Anyway, at the start of every new year, I like to make psychic predictions for what's going to happen in the coming year. I started doing it in part as an educational tool to illustrate to people how psychics trick people into thinking that they have magical powers. For instance, by making a prediction that seems unlikely but is actually surprisingly common, or by making a bunch of genuinely unlikely predictions and then only pointing to the ones that manage to pay off or come close enough to paying off in order to seem impressive, and then just sort of memory holing the ones that failed. But around 2021, things started getting depressing, so I started asking a few of my friends, particularly my scientist friends, to give me their predictions, which was really fun because then I got to focus on scientific discoveries in various fields as they happened throughout the year. And last year, I thought to myself, you know what? This is so fun that for 2025's predictions, I'm going to plan ahead. I'm going to send out an email to my friends way in advance instead of just texting them the day before I film like I normally do. And I'm going to include some new friends to mix things up. It's going to be great. And then Donald Trump won the election in November, and that was really depressing. But still, the reminder was on my calendar, and I am unable to ignore a reminder. So I did it. I sent that email, and then I turned off my computer for the holidays. When I turned it back on, I saw what I had feared. Almost every single friend was far too depressed to think about what 2025 had in store for them, their colleagues, and scientific discovery in general. One after one, they responded saying, "Sorry, I just can't do it this year. I can't come up with anything to be hopeful about." And honestly, I can't blame them. And the day I'm filming this is the first day of 2025 that truly, really validated their fears. Trump's administration has dealt a devastating blow to the pursuit of knowledge in the United States and in the world by all but crippling the National Institutes of Health, which is the largest producer of biomedical research in the world. It's funded more than 150 scientists' Nobel Prize winning research. It's the primary reason millions more vulnerable people didn't die of COVID. Trump abruptly canceled grant meetings, which scientists prepare for sometimes years in advance because they determine the entire direction of their careers. Trump froze all hiring. They canceled all travel for the entire organization. Scientists are reporting that they were in training sessions that literally stopped right in the middle of the session. Entire websites have just disappeared. This is a story that's currently happening, and I can't sit here and summarize it all for you yet because of the massive amounts of damage that's happening across so many sectors. But I recommend following someone like Drug Monkey over on Blue Sky if you want to absorb this in real time. But yeah, this is exactly why my friends couldn't bear to join in on a lighthearted video about the future of science. It is bleak, but one friend did find the energy to make predictions. And I was debating about whether or not to make this video with just one psychic scientist. And I was wondering whether I even had the energy to make this video myself. But several of you actually commented here on YouTube, over on Patreon, and in my messages, in my email, specifically asking where the psychic prediction video was this year. And that honestly filled me with joy to know that such a silly tradition is something that some of you really look forward to as well. So I figure fuck it. Let's go. First, as always, I'll talk about the predictions from last year to see who got things right. Dr. Phil Plait predicted that the Artemis 2 would be delayed until 2025 due to SLS rocket issues, and yeah, that was a hit. NASA cited 3 reasons for pushing the launch back, one of which was related to the abort system, which would allow for an escape from the SLS, or the Space Launch System. And that's close enough for me. Good job, Phil. By the way, as always, if you want to learn about anything I talk about in this video or in other videos, you can always check out the full transcript available on my Patreon, linked in the description. Phil also predicted that the Artemis 3 would be pushed back to 2027, which he also got right, though not because of SpaceX, as he predicted. It's just for the same reasons Artemis 2 is delayed. Phil also predicted that Trump's vice presidential pick would be the Hamburglar. And I said I would give it to him if the eventual pick ever stole a hamburger. And sure, you know what? I believe it. Let's say that one is also a hit for Phil. Next up, my friend gastroenterologist Kaveh Hoda predicted new treatments for conditions like Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. And I'm going to say he got this one, judging by all of the news I saw last year about groups like the American Gastroenterological Association establishing new guidelines for the use of these very treatments. Because yeah, I'm a well-rounded person who stays up to date on research dealing with the old poop chute. And from a slightly more serious angle, I have several friends whose lives have been upended by Crohn's and similar diseases, and I'm really excited that these treatments seem to actually be working. Kaveh also predicted a new infectious disease that would emerge from the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. That was happily a miss, and we'll just leave it at that for now. Finally, my pal Susie Wiles predicted that Cillian Murphy would win an Oscar for his performance in Oppenheimer, which she nailed. He did. He won. Although she also said that he would not be able to pick up his award in person due to having developed long COVID after catching COVID at a previous award ceremony, which happily did not happen. Susie also predicted that a nasal pan-coronavirus vaccine that prevents transmission of all current and future COVID variants will pass phase 3 trials and be rolled out equitably around the world, which was such a sweet prediction. I wish it were true, but it has not happened. However, a very promising nasal vaccine for COVID-19 is currently being tested on 10,000 people, and the results are due sometime in 2026. Susie then predicted that deadly outbreaks of a usually innocuous virus/bacterium/fungi will sweep the world and be blamed on lockdowns, which hasn't happened. Hooray! Good news. Finally, she suspected that Gwyneth Paltrow will rebrand her jade yoni egg as a treatment for long COVID. I will not be Googling Gwyneth Paltrow's magical vagina egg at this time. I just will not. You can't make me. Now, for this year, the one scientist who had the energy and the forward-thinking optimism to take a shot at 2025 was my good friend, biologist P.Z. Myers, who some of you, if you're in the UK, you may know him as PZ Myers. PZ predicts for 2025, we're going to see data science and genomics merging at an accelerated rate. Not the stupid chatbot stuff, but tools for rapid analysis of multiple types of molecules, protein, RNA, DNA, the whole omniomics gang, from single cell or small biopsy samples with all kinds of cross correlations to integrate the interactions that are going on. The big discovery that this will enable, at least what I'd like to see, is a revolution in tissue regeneration. See, AI isn't all bad, just the tech bro capitalist kind. Spicy take. AI good? Okay. Next, as a noted spider enjoyer, PZ couldn't help himself but predict that we'll discover new species of spiders. He also says that he expects to see more spider evo-devo, evolutionary developmental biology. I'm a little disappointed that so far there's been relatively little on neurodevelopment in spiders, especially compared to all the work done in various insects. The tools to study neuronal pathfinding are right there, all worked out for insects. I want to see something about gene expression and early embryonic organization. That's a great prediction. That sounds really cool. And I will add that I'd like to see more research on the kinds of webs that spiders their spin when they're on various kinds of drugs. Next, PZ predicts that we're going to get another pandemic, maybe H5N1, but possibly something totally surprising, and we won't be prepared for it. Maybe I'll be one of the victims. If I die of infectious disease in the next year, I want credit for it. I can't imagine a better way for PZ to go out than by being right. He died doing what he loved, winning an argument. Finally, PZ predicts this. The Trump administration and yahoos like RFK and Oz will break our major research institutions, destroy confidence in the viability of a science career, and lead to a generational gap, at least, in scientific advancement in this country. Best case outcome will be replaced by Germany, France, Japan, China, and maybe India. Okay, well, I guess we ended up right back where we started. On the positive side, congratulations, PZ. You've already got yourself a hit. The Trump administration has already broken one major research institution within a few days of taking office. Yay! I highly recommend you go check out more of PZ's work by hitting up his own blog, plus those of several other awesome writers at freethoughtblogs.com. If you were worried about our most vocal proponents of rationality and reason giving up in the face of, to put it lightly, a very challenging year, then please have some hope. PZ is still here, I'm still here, and a lot of others are still here fighting the good fight. We're going to make it through 2025 if it kills us. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you think the world could use more videos like this and you happen to have a few bucks laying around, head to patreon.com/Rebecca and join an awesome community of nerds like the people whose names you see on the screen right now. Thanks.